Our guest tonight spent 11 seasons on one of the biggest and bangiest shows of all time. He is back now in the limited series Hollywood, which starts Friday on Netflix. Please welcome Jim Parsons. Hello, Jim.
Hi, Jimmy. It's very nice to see you.
It's very nice to see you too. I assume that's a bedroom in your home.
This is a bedroom. I've taken it over as an office. Yes.
Are you a neat freak? I don't know why, but I imagine that you would be.
I grew into one. I was a terrible slob through most of college and a lot of my early 20s, and I finally got my crap together, as they say. And since doing that, it's become very important to me. I've not adjusted well to a virus running around the world. It's made me. It's added cleanliness to my neatness, and yes,
Interesting.
I feel a little neurotic. Yeah.
So you were neat but dirty, and now you're neat and clean. And in the past, you were just dirty and sloppy.
But you know what? Now that I'm saying that, I feel like I wasn't necessarily dirty, because my husband always accused me of stacks. He's like, I can't take your stacks anymore. Like, I would neaten things up, but it was just a stack of my stuff. And to me, that was fine, but that drove him nuts.
That's what I do too, and that's best case scenario, is I put everything in the stack. But so now, how are you guys splitting up the household chores, assuming you're not going out and not bringing anyone in?
Yes, I've been doing most of the cleaning and washing clothes. He's been doing essentially all of the cooking. It was very interesting, though, because when we first got in quarantine, I was doing the cooking, but it was very simplistic. I mean, just not that great. And
like
finally,
what?
He kind of took on the creative. Well, like frozen patties and stuff that I would heat and serve next to rice or whatever, some sort of vegetable from a bag, that's fine. But I mean, I'm 40 something. That shouldn't be my meal. Anyway, but he kind of took the creative outlet of like cooking is kind of the thing that he's been doing.
I see. Okay, good. And he's good at this sort of thing, I would assume.
Yes, he's very good at it. Yeah, yes, I'm not getting thinner as we sit here in quarantine.
And then do you clean up after him as he's cooking?
I clear the plates and I put everything away after we've done eating. I don't want to feel like you're giving him the rush out of the kitchen, you know.
I got you. So I know that you've taken up. Is this a new hobby that you've started, or is this something you really just started to get into, painting?
Painting. In the past year or so, when we were wrapping up Big Bang, I was like, I should really look into some other outlets, because acting jobs are not guaranteed. And I don't know, what else do I do? And I picked up some watercolors at one point, and I enjoyed that very much. And I wanted to take a watercolor class, but apparently a lot of people like to watercolor, I think, because it's kind of convenient. And so there were only these acrylic classes left, which scared me to death. Anything that comes out of a tube like that, I have this odd fear of staining things, but also wasting them. I can't fully explain this, but there was no other outlet. And so I started painting with acrylics, and yeah, now I do that. I'm not good at it, and sometimes I don't even like doing it, because I want to be better than I am, and that frustrates me. But I'm doing it. Yes.
Well, you have to work at it, right? I mean, you can't just be good at it immediately. And so, okay, so do you have a painting there that you can share with us and show us?
I do.
Okay.
I was prepared.
All right.
This was the first one I did. This was a still life.
That's well done. Very well done.
That's very, very kind of you to say. I know that you know art. I didn't know this until I was preparing for this interview. The only thing I associated art with you was when you purchased that B. Arthur topless painting. You remember that?
That was a joke. I was kidding.
I was jealous, though, because I would have liked to have had that.
I know.
Was that a John Curran? Who was that?
I don't know, but I saw this painting of B. Arthur online. It was not available for sale, and I announced that I'd paid $1 million for it, and I was giving it to my friend Jeff Ross. And everybody thought I really did it, when I just printed it out.
Moment.
Yeah.
I never realized that you did that. Okay, so that was my first one. It was a still life, and then I was like, I don't have a lot of things around the house that I want to paint, and I don't trust fruit and stuff to stay around long enough for me to paint them. So, they would rot. So this is my next painting, it's a photograph I took we were day drinking. It was somebody's birthday. And so I kind of got a sloppy angle of my friend's behind, and that's her husband over there.
Okay.
But I like the angles of it. This is not, it's not going great. But
wow.
It's
going pretty good.
Oh, Jimmy, it's going fine. Look at the sidewalk. It's not something I can't. My husband studied art, and he says, well, it takes layering. You're going to be working on that for a while. But I've got her husband up there in the corner.
That's her husband?
For me,
why is he so far away and walking at you guys?
Because he has his own interests, Jimmy, and he was he was looking ahead, while these drunkards were behind and lagging. I don't know.
So while you are holed up squirting acrylic out of tubes, you have a new show coming to Netflix to give everyone else something to do, called Hollywood.
That's right.
This is Ryan Murphy's new show.
That's right.
What is the idea of this particular Ryan Murphy show?
This is just a look at Hollywood back in the 1940s, the Romance age, the classic era, and then we tell a lot of factual tales, but then we start spinning in some fiction, and even I think kind of like a fantasy, and like it's about if certain decisions had been made back then, how would society or just even Hollywood look different now? How would that have affected the world?
Everything he does is good, so I'm sure this is going to be a good one. I can't wait to see it. It starts on Friday, and each night, Jim, as you know, we pick a charity, and I make a donation to that charity. What charity did you pick for us tonight?
Yes, I picked GLSEN, which is an organization that works with LGBTQ children in K through 12 in schools to make sure they have a safe learning environment. And somewhat ironically, it's become more apparent how important they are with everybody out of school, because this was, for so many students, the safest place they had in school or out. And now they don't have school to go to and meet up with everybody. They're really having to do a lot of outreach work right now. So
it's spelled a little bit oddly, GLSEN.org. GLSEN.
That's right.
Thank you, Jim Parsons. The show is called Hollywood. It starts on Netflix Friday. Very good to see you. Take care.